Welcome back, Wabash High School. It is now officially the year 2021, and we can say goodbye to that dumpster fire of 2020. You have officially made it to second semester. You only have one semester left in this school year, and you can be sure that this semester is going to go by very quickly. So, Monday is a clean start for everyone. Now, it's important to know that these next few weeks, you get off to a good start with your grades and attendance. Okay, first semester grades are going to be tabulated this week. Early this week, we're going to get them out in the mail later in the week. So by Friday, by Monday, you will have your grade cards in the mail. If you don't want to wait that long, you're able to obviously log into Skyward, see exactly where you're at with your grades, and be able to check things then. Okay. Also, want to remind you that with second semester comes the threat of possible weather-related issues. Okay, it's that time of year. Winter weather's here. We're going to get snow. We're going to get ice. We're going to get delays and cancellations. So be aware that you monitor our social media and other forms of communication to make sure you know exactly what's going on in regards to delays and cancellations. These options include the school's Facebook page, our district's Facebook page, Twitter sites for Mr. Whelan and myself, my Instagram, 105.9, My Bash radio station, school's website, school's messaging system, and also make sure that you are monitoring your email and my Canvas site for important class and school announcements. Okay, these two, email and my Canvas sites, are major forms of communication. It's how myself, Mr. Whelan, the guidance counselors, our administration, how we get information out to you guys. So you need to be checking it several times a day to make sure that you don't miss out on anything. Okay, now, before I get into this week's message and topic of this message, I want to take a quick look at the calendar. Academic wise, this is a week to get back into the swing of things. This is a week there will not be very many interruptions going on through the day. So it is all about getting back into the classroom, getting back into the swing of things, getting ready to get this second semester off to a great start. Monday, January the 4th, obviously we're going to be back in school. Semester is going to begin. Not a tremendous lot disruptions going on during the day. There'll be city schools, Wabash City Schools board meeting at 6 p.m. and also at 6 p.m. co-ed varsity swimming diving is taking on Eastern at home. Tuesday, again, nothing major during the day. Boys JV varsity against Mechanical. Wednesday, we've got co-ed varsity swimming diving versus Manchester at home. This is actually, I believe, senior night, so keep aware of what the stipulations are and if we're able to have people and students in attendance. Get out and support these athletes and these seniors. If for some reason, due to COVID and the pandemic, we're not allowed to have people come to the swim meet, make sure you say something at least to those senior swimmers and divers during the course of the day to thank them for everything they've done for the swim program and for Wabash High School. 6:30, varsity wrestling versus Mechanical. Thursday, we do have a little bit of a distraction going on during the day. However, it's at the end. 2:45, looks like student council is going to be doing some pie throwing. So this is part of the Fish Drive reward. And more information will be forthcoming at the beginning of the week on this. And then Friday, 7 a.m., FCA is going to meet. The guidance counselors will be out Friday afternoon. They have their monthly meeting at Heartland Career Center, so they're going to be out of the office. 2:43, our Apache Way pass recognition. 5 o'clock, it's listed as girls varsity wrestling regionals at Mechanical, and then starting at 5, boys freshman, JV, and varsity basketball versus Southwood out at Southwood. So That'll be a big game there, big conference game there. And then Saturday, right now, it looks like we just have the girls JV and varsity basketball versus McConaughey at home. So those are the things that are going on. If you are interested in attending an athletic event, make sure you check the athletic website or athletic social media sites for information regarding what can happen with the ticket sales and the number of people that are allowed in due to the COVID regulations and pandemic guidelines. So now, with those items out of the way, let's get down to the important part of this week's message. Second semester. How are you going to be successful? How can you be successful this second half of the school year? Okay. Now, I get it's extremely tempting. We've been on break for 2 weeks. Everybody's ready to come back, but there is that big elephant in the room staring at us here in a couple months, known as spring break, and then quickly, almost immediately following that, is summer break. So second semester can be very distracting in a lot of ways, and you need to make sure that you treat this semester in the proper way so that you can start preparing for your post-high school options. Just because you may not be a senior doesn't mean it's not time to start preparing. Freshmen, sophomores, juniors, you need to begin looking at these things as well. You know, what are you going to do not only this upcoming summer, but what are you going to do after you graduate? What are you going to do, you know, when you get out of school? And now is really a time to begin planning for the summer, and for you seniors, you know, what's going to happen? What am I going to do? You know, am I going to summer school? Am I getting a job? Am I going to graduate and directly enter the workforce? Am I going to begin or continue the college admissions or continuing education admissions process? How do you want to close out this school year on a high note? You know, what are you going to do? So, believe it or not, you're not off the hook just yet. Okay, this is high school. Nothing's going to be given to you. You need to be looking ahead. You need to be planning ahead. You need to understand that you're going to have to earn whatever you want to achieve. So, how do I do that? How do we get this to happen? How do I be successful this second half of the school year? And I'm going to give you a few tips here, okay? First off, first tip number one, keep your grades up, all right? Employers, admission officers, they like to see an upward grade trend. So freshmen, sophomores, juniors, you need to work hard to maintain your good grades and improve upon some of those maybe not so stellar grades, all right? Seniors, it is especially important to maintain second semester grades because these colleges, employers, you know, whatever you're going to do, those people who are hiring you, they want to see a final transcript. Okay, if they see a dramatic dip in academic performance, you know that can result in rescinding of an offer or of a job or of an admissions. You know, just because you've been accepted to a college or you've been promised a job doesn't mean the work never stops. Or it doesn't mean the work stops. You know, it never stops. So work hard to finish the year out strong. Keep the grades on that upward trend that employers and colleges and continuing education institutions want to see. All right. Step number two, meet with your advisory teacher or counselor. Okay. One of the biggest mistakes you can make is not maintaining communication with your advisory teacher or counselor on a regular basis. You've got to be proactive. Set up meetings for the beginning, middle, and end of the semester. And you can set those up now. You don't have to wait till those times. Get them in now. Get them on the calendar so you know when they're going to happen. And then these regular check-ins will allow you to evaluate your progress, to determine what you need to do to prepare for life after high school. Okay, it is important to build and maintain that relationship with your advisory teacher and your counselor, because these are people who you're going to want to have, write you recommendations for job applications, for college applications, whatever it may be. These are people that you need in your corner. So make sure that you are maintaining those meetings and relationships. All right. Step number 3: begin building a college list or a post high school plan that you want to do. All right. If you haven't already, start researching schools, start researching occupations, look into admissions requirements, academic offerings, courses, professors, campus life if you're going to college, student organizations, anything that will give you an informed decision about where and what you want to do after high school. A balanced list should include a wide range of targets, a wide reach, different schools, occupations. Give yourself a wide variety of options and begin looking into those things. Okay. Obviously, if you're a senior, you're going to graduate, you want to be narrowing that list down rather quickly as to what you want to do. All right. Next step: reassess your extracurricular involvement. All right. Doesn't matter if you're a freshman or a senior. Sustained involvement in activities and participation in different clubs is extremely important. Now, I understand this year the pandemic has really limited some of the clubs and some of the things that we've been able to do, but take a look at what extracurriculars you are involved in, and determine which ones mean the most to you. Okay, uh, and then really focus on those that mean that most to you. Be involved with them, deepen your involvement, take on a leadership position, seek out new activities that you think may match your interest. All right. If we don't have a club here that interests you, and there's one in the community, get involved with that. If you have interest in a club and we don't have one, let us know. Okay. Let us know, and we'll look at and see maybe there's a way we can create this club and meet virtually and do things virtually until we can get through some of this pandemic and some of these items that prevent us from meeting on a regular basis. But get involved in things. All right, the more you can get involved with, the better. Next step: start test prep. Okay, it's a horrible word. Nobody likes to hear test prep, but now is the time to start thinking about standardized testing that you're going to be taking. Um, for that next level outside of school, whether it's the SAT, everybody, you're all going to take the PSAT, SAT again. So you want to start getting ready for that, and those SAT scores are extremely important. All right, so in advisory class, you are going to be performing some test prep later in the semester, and in order to identify some content weaknesses and evaluate some test taking strategies, so that you can be more comfortable come that actual test day. All right, you need to take these things serious, and remember, practice makes perfect. All right, it's the same as being involved in athletics. You know, basketball teams, football teams, track, whatever the athletic extracurricular you're involved with, you practice all the time. You practice every day. Okay. Well, your classes, your schoolwork, that is practice. That is simply getting ready for that big moment when you take that test, that big game. You practice for that every day, and we want to make sure that when that actual test day comes for you, you are comfortable, you are ready, and your scores will show that. Okay, so make sure you're taking the things that your teachers are doing serious, because it's extremely important when it comes to those standardized tests that everybody's going to end up taking later this school year. Okay. Next step, how to be successful, visit schools. Okay. If you are planning to go to college, you want to go to that next educational step, this is a great time to get on some college campuses while schools are in session. And this spring, when the weather is favorable, visit during spring semester breaks. Begin making plans to visit a few college campuses by sitting down with your counselor. Sit down with your family and discuss, the different options. Do your research, register for information sessions, or when the admissions counselors are coming into here, or when we have those virtual admissions meetings during advisory. Get signed up for guided tours on a campus. If you're a senior, maybe and this was more so before the pandemic than now, but there are a lot of colleges that offer overnight stays, so you can see what it's going. If you're not planning on going into education, what other options? Start looking and talking with employers about what they want and how they're going to hire people, and what are they looking for when they go to hire those people. If you're lost, you don't know what you want to do, you're trying to figure it out, hey, talk to a military recruiter. We've had a lot of students in the past go into the military, and it's been a great fit for them. Okay, doesn't matter. I mean, whether it's Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, or the new Space Force, it might be an avenue, a road that you want to look into to help you, and you can definitely come out of the military with some very valuable skill sets. Um, Finally, plan for the summer and next fall. All right. During your meetings with your advisory teacher or counselor, discuss options for summer school. Talk about what classes you want to take next fall in order to stay on track academically. Summer, it's a great time to catch up. Great time to get ahead on credits. So do your research to determine what's going to be the best fit for your personal and academic goals. Okay. But whatever you decide to do, however you decide to do it, use this second semester, to plan ahead so that you are better prepared come the end of May and summer's here and you're out of school. Okay. Everyone, welcome back. And let's remember, one book, one pen, one student, and one teacher can change the world. Happy 2021, everyone.